Hello, my name's Lewis. I'm the developer of A.M.P, the adaptive music player. And this little nifty app is intended for RPG players, tabletop RPG games to provide music that's a little more interesting than just your standard static on a loop playlist. This music can actually react to certain things. This is Dawn of Hope. It's a song that Matthew's recently completed for the project. And I'll let you listen to it as it stands currently. And then what I'll do is I'll show you how the intensity slider affects things. And we may dabble a bit with the section control here as well, just to give you an idea of what we're trying to achieve. This is all work in progress. It's still very early. We've been working our asses off, but hopefully it is something you may be interested in. But here we go. This is Dawn of Hope. Right, that'll do for a little sneak peek. I believe we're intending to show off the music a bit more at a later time. But yeah, let's move on to the intensity slider. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop section 3, and we'll have a listen. Okay, so that is the complete loop of section 3 of this song. Now, obviously, it's not always just going to be called 3. We're going to have meaningful names for each section, so they're easier to pick for what you need in the moment. Currently, changing between sections is done on every second bar, so depending when you click a different section, it may transition straight away, or it may take a little while. As an example, as you see, there are 2 different lengths of transition there. However, the thing I want to show you is the intensity slider. So if I bring this to 0, I'm just going to use a keyboard shortcut. You can drag this or click these as well. Now it's not an instant transition, so if I set it to 0 from 100, it will ramp up over time, even though the app itself shows that it's set at 100. You'll be able to hear that transition. If I set it to 100 now, I want you just to take notice of the change in timbre and instrumentation, and the intensity, of course, of the music as it reaches 100. Here we go. Okay, that's a good example, and this is the case for every section. In theory, you could play the entire song at 0 intensity if you wanted. And you're able to change that whenever you feel like it needs to change. Up and down, of course. The music will follow your lead. And now, this is quite an inspiring piece of music, but what if something bad were to happen? This particular song has a kind of a hectic, what the hell is going on kind of section, which would be beginning in section 5, but really kind of coming to a head in section 6. Again, the names will reflect that, so you'll be able to pick a section that you want. Here we go. And there are subtle changes in between even 0 and 50. Now, another example of the kind of things we're going to be doing behind the scenes that you won't necessarily have control over, but it would be happening nonetheless. Would be in section 7, for example. Listen to the strings. So while section 7 is looped, it sounds great. However, if we turn off looping, there will be an extra harmony on the strings. Listen. And that is something that I would like to do more of. Just have these, and there are other examples in other music that we've been working on. For example, if a particular section is looping, certain instruments may have a percentage chance to trigger, or may not trigger at all, as we've seen. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff happening. And the idea is obviously to translate this to an application for the user that is simple. Simple to use, easy just to make adjustments on the fly where necessary, because the idea is This would be controlled most likely by the GM or DM. If you really wanted to, you could have a dedicated music wizard that would control this for your group. That could also work. But yeah, it's exciting. I am in love with this project, and I do believe I can speak for Matt when I say that he is as well. We're going to continue to just put as much effort as we can into this as possible. We're going to be doing more videos for all our socials. We're just trying to get awareness out there. So if this is something you're interested in, something you could see yourself using, or maybe you're a player and you would love to have this kind of music in your games, please share it with the people you know that would be interested or could make use of this. As I say, we're going to be trying to hit Kickstarter as soon as possible. However, I'm not going to rush it. We have a lot of ideas for the future of this. One that I can maybe spoil for you. We haven't announced anything as yet, but we love the idea of having this would be your standard music for, you know, your day-to-day activities or combat or just standard things, but we would want to create boss music that would react instead of to these types of parameters. Would change based on the boss's health or other conditions that we can explore in the future, and they would be kind of a lot more interesting because they wouldn't be split into sections as such. They would be split into phases, and those phases can change in interesting ways. For example, we could have the boss battle music change depending on perhaps whether the party is doing well or not, if they lose or win. Vice versa for the bad guy, the boss. There's a lot of stuff we can do just with boss music on its own, and it's definitely something we want to do in the future. But please, if you're still here and watching, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Follow us on our socials so you can keep track of what's happening. We'll be announcing stuff, we'll be demoing stuff, we'll be teasing stuff, hopefully in the near future. Again, I'm Lewis. My voice will hopefully sound better in the next video. But for now, thank you for watching and take it steady.